Se voi gran signori di questo governo amate veramente l'Italia e gli italiani, rinunciate al vostro stipendio, soffrite con noi e sarete creduti. Questa è una canzone senza nome.
Hello, my friends. Happy Sunday. Welcome back. That is a song by my dad. That is a eulogy for semiconductor chips, or taking a trip. All right, well, that's not true. Okay, I mean, it is a song written and composed by my dad, but it's not a eulogy for semiconductor chips, although it may seem that way. That song is he calls it the song with no name. I guess that song came to him one night in a dream or something, and anyway, he went to the studio there in Italy. He sent it to me, and it kind of reminds me of the old Western Clint Eastwood, Westerns, Man with No Name, High Plains Drifter, The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. Anyway, cool song. You can check out his songs. I set up a Bandcamp page for him. Just search Salvatore Pate, P-A-T-E, on Bandcamp. Song with No Name. I do give him your feedback. We spoke today. He's still in Italy. Have not seen him since May of 2019. Hopefully that'll change this year. I know some of you have bought some of his tunes. So thank you. I do give him all of your feedback, so thank you again. But for tonight's topic, we're going to talk about, in case you haven't noticed, there is a semiconductor chip shortage. As if we don't have enough problems with the pandemic. Yeah, this is all over the place, all over the news. It seems like almost every day or every other day there's something on my news feed about, the semiconductor chip shortage, rising prices of anything that deals with chips. We like our chips, don't we? And I'm not talking about Doritos. Yeah. Oh man, Doritos sounds pretty good right now. I think I'll just have a sip of wine, so I will right now. Okay, so this was a last minute thing. It looks like we have there might be a rainstorm coming in. I don't know how many people are going to be watching this here in the chat. Those of you watching this, if you want to follow along, please do. I made a little cheat sheet for this evening for this podcast for points of discussion. I actually wanted to do this Friday evening, but I had some friends come in from out of town from Pittsburgh. Anyway, I spent time with them, so I did not do this Friday evening like I would normally do. All right, well, let's go ahead and go transition here into my topics for the topic for this evening and my bullet points. Highlights here, the semiconductor shortage. And I guess this has the potential to be pretty bad. Let's go through this one by one again. If you're watching this now, feel free to follow along. Please do. All right, so what are semiconductors? Well, we call them semiconductor chips. Of course, they are made of silicon, which conduct electricity for electronics, such as computers, smartphones, cars, medical equipment, and much, much more. I cracked the joke. Where would we be without our chips? It seems like the whole world runs on silicon chips. One thing that just occurred to me: our military, our defense needs silicon chips for everything, planes, ships, and everything. And if there's a shortage of computer chips, how will this affect? How will this affect national defense? Just a thought. Those of you who work in Washington or know someone who's in the military, let me know if the military is worried about this. My guess is they probably are. Okay, so what is the shortage? Well, we're in a pandemic still. Consumers are buying laptops. You may have noticed that Chromebooks, I think I mentioned this. Last year, laptops, especially Chromebook sales, went through the roof. So much so that they surpassed Mac OS, MacBook sales. The power of Linux, or as Arnold would say, I need more power. That joke never gets old. Sorry. Anyway, Chromebook sales and laptops in general, anything that deals with home electronics, really starting last year, skyrocketed because, well, people were either laid off from work or furloughed like myself, or staying home, working from home, sick of being at home. Anyway, they're staying more at home, and they're working from home, laptops. Maybe they're streaming more from home, movies and this and that, and there has been a higher demand for consumer electronic products, which in turn creates a higher demand for the materials needed to create these wonderful products that we use. And if there's a shortage of semiconductor chips, what do you think is going to happen? Yeah, so this also affects the car business. That's been hit with a shortage. The crisis has forced car manufacturers to cut production or shut down plants multiple times. I went shopping for a car last summer, some of you know, and I thought, we're in a pandemic, maybe I can get a good deal. The prices went the other way. They went up. The average price of a car jumped about 30% last year. I don't think prices are coming down this year, so I decided just to put more money into my car. Not that much. I had to change a radiator the other day, and it was leaking since last year. But I didn't do much driving last year, when we had the lockdown. So it wasn't that big of a deal. But yeah, it was time to get it fixed. So yeah, if car plants are shutting down, this creates a shortage of cars, and hence the prices of cars will go up, both new and used. So if the global shortage continues, well, guess what? You may not be able to buy laptops, cars, phones, and more. And if you can find them, the prices are going to go up. Samsung has shut down its factories, temporarily at least. This means prices are going to go up. I just did an install for a friend of mine. He had a computer, originally had Windows Vista. That sucker still worked. I actually got it running 2 years ago. I put in, what did I install for him? Linux Mint. Yeah, it was Linux Mint. Got it running. Then I saw him last week at the local coffee shop. He says, "Hey, I need you to come over to the house because my computer is gone bad or whatever it's going on." I said, "Well, it's time to get a new one." And computer prices are up now. Not that much, but they've inched upwards. Luckily, I was able to find them something simple. Not that expensive. And it's a shame right now that I still cannot walk into a store and buy a simple Linux computer for less than $500. I mean, yes, you can buy Chromebooks, and that's fine. That's wonderful, but that's not enough. So I had to buy him an HP. Nothing wrong with HP with Windows 10. So that particular machine, 4 gigabytes of RAM to run Windows 10. Will it be enough? Absolutely, it's enough to turn it on and off. Not a problem. Anyway, I installed it for him. He's retired. He doesn't know much about computers. So I got it running, installed it. After 2 hours of updates, wash, rinse, and repeat, reboot, install, reboot. I finally left. I said, look, I'll be back sometime during the week. And if I have to come back and make a few more trips, I'll take care of it for him. If I had a Linux machine, now he wanted a regular PC. He did not want a laptop. If all he wanted was a laptop, I said, dude, we're just getting a Chromebook. Powered by Linux. He probably would have said, what's Linux? I said, don't worry about it. But he wanted a regular desktop. He wants to print, and he already has a nice screen. And I said, not a problem. But if all he wanted was a laptop, I would have just bought a Chromebook and be done with it. I would have been up and running in 10 minutes and not 2 hours plus with Windows 10. I'm still not finished. But that's another story. All right, so where were we here? So yeah, if the global shortage continues, you may not be able to find your favorite laptop, cars, phones, so on and so forth. I mentioned about the military, our military, USA military. It's going to affect them, right? So when will this end? Well, President Biden, I believe, is seeking billions of dollars in new funding. I think that's part of the $2 trillion infrastructure package here in the States, which we need. I live close to, I'm in Ohio, close to Pittsburgh, and these roads and bridges don't look too good to me. At least some of them don't. So there's funding in there to build new plants, chip making, silicon chip plants here in the States. So we don't rely too much on foreign chip making. So we can have a little bit more control. And that package, really, there should be, in my opinion, considering the condition of our highways, bridges, roads. And those of you who live in the States, it doesn't matter where you live. We really need that infrastructure bill, and there should be no opposition to it at all because it's so bad. But President Biden is seeking billions of dollars in funding for new plants here in the States. My thoughts about all this? When do we get back to normal? Well, we get back to normal when the pandemic ends. So when does a pandemic end? I mean, how do you officially declare, okay, we're back to normal? I don't know about you guys, but to me, the pandemic ends when we can stop wearing masks. I haven't looked in the chat yet, but I will here in a second. We get back to normal. You guys tell me right or wrong that we are back to normal when we don't have to wear masks anymore. Now that's my personal opinion. Does that make sense to you? The pandemic ends when we don't have to wear masks anymore. Now I'm scheduled to get my shot. Actually, one of the clinics here, it's nice. I guess we have enough doses here in Ohio. I'll be going in Friday. Today is Sunday. As of this recording, walk in Friday, see if I get my first shot. But to me, we get back to normal when the pandemic ends, and it looks like it may not be till next year. The state of Michigan, I guess cases have quadrupled, and it's ironic because that's one of the states where they actually make the vaccines. I don't know what's up there. But we get back to normal when we don't have to wear masks. Does that sound reasonable to you? I mean, if I'm out of line or wrong, you guys tell me. So that could mean next year, okay, not this summer. By next summer, I hope when we get back to normal. Once we get back to normal, then we can ramp up production of these semiconductor chips for some stability in the market, which may not be to the year after that. Now, this is pure speculation on my part. I don't have a crystal ball. But here in the States, it does appear that we will not get back to normal until next year. And I wish it was sooner, but yeah, I guess now there may be a shortage of the vaccine in some places. Of course, the Johnson & Johnson one, there was some issues with after effects, blood clotting or something like that. I'm not sure what's up with that. I'll probably be getting the Pfizer one if I am not mistaken. There seems to be no issues with that. At least that's what my friends are telling me. Some after effects, maybe a sore arm, some chills, temporary chills, fever for one evening or something like that, but then it goes away. Both of my parents have gotten the vaccine, and they're perfectly fine. My mom made me laugh. She went to get the first shot. Of course, when you have your shot, they want you to wait at least 15 minutes. We were done. She says, wait, I'm waiting for my shot. I said, Mom, you already got your shot. And she thought there was something wrong because she felt literally nothing. I said, no, Ma, that's good. A month later, we went for the second shot. She didn't feel that. No after effects. She thinks there's something wrong. I'm like, oh, thank you. There's nothing wrong. Anyway, just some personal observations there about all this. So if you find yourself shopping for anything that runs on semiconductor chips, which is just about everything, right? You're probably going to pay a little bit more, maybe a lot more. All right, so quick browse in the chat here. Again, this was a non-scheduled live event. I don't really expect too many people coming on. Farron OS is in the house. How are you? Welcome. Quail66 is in the house. Welcome. I think you guys live overseas, so I wonder how much are things going up there in pricing like they are here, or is it not as bad? I just don't want my red wine to go up. Speaking of wine, I'm going to have another sip. Thank you. Delicious. So I was going to use my my new Fifine or Fifine or Fifine mic, but I need to get a boom stand for it. So I'm using my headset, my trusted headset microphone that I've been using for many years now. It still works. So in a heads up, I'm looking to get hopefully another special live musical event, somebody brand new. I always try to bring you the best of what people do, in this case, music. Of course, we've had Stephanie come on several times a few years ago with her wonderful voice. Last year we had my Italian pally, national recording artist Slim Man, come on, and we may get somebody else. I will keep you posted. Now, if I can just get Comcast to lower my bill a little bit, I would be very, very happy. All right, I'll stick on a little bit longer here and see if anybody else wants to jump on and say hello again. Don't be shy, so jump on and say hello. Quail says you just bought a secondhand ThinkPad. Yeah, ThinkPads rock. I have two. One finally bit the dust. That's going to recycle. I still have two that work, and one of them originally had Windows XP, and that sucker's still running. I did buy a replacement battery. I mean, I had to spend some money on it, right? Battery was less than $30 on Amazon. Full charge 2 hours, and I was able to put what did I put on there? It was the boy. I've been testing so many distributions, I've lost track. Q4 OS, running Debian stable on that one with the Trinity desktop, very lightweight desktop. So yeah, ThinkPads rock, Quails. On the other one I have Linux Mint Cinnamon. That is dual booting with Windows 10. That one had Windows 7. It'll run Windows 10, but the processor of the machine wasn't designed for that. It kind of crawls on Windows 10. And Linux Mint Cinnamon is perfectly fine. But, once again, getting back to the topic, that just proves how would we function without semiconductor chips? I couldn't be doing this. I couldn't be doing these shows or podcasts. I couldn't be talking to you guys. So, yeah, I hope this shortage and this pandemic ends as soon as possible, to say the least. Because it's not good. Spin Viking is in the house. Welcome to this evening's live show, this Tech Talk with Toss. I guess I should have called it Tech Talk with Toss. Of course, Toss means Total OS, the channel here. So, yeah, we'll see how things go, but keep wearing your masks, be vigilant, be safe. Don't catch this nasty virus. I've already lost a couple of close, people that I know, and it's sad. Yeah. So, wear the masks, at least wear the mask, get vaccinated, be vigilant until we can get back to normal, hopefully, what I would define normal, hopefully by next summer. All right, why don't we give, looks like there's, 5 of us here in the chat. Thank you for stopping by the way. This was unscheduled, unannounced. Why don't we give us a 5-minute warning, and if nobody else pops on, we will conclude this podcast for this evening. If you guys have any questions, anybody else comes on and wants to say hello, please do. You do not have to give your real name. So I had time this evening because I was going to go for a walk, but it looks like rain, so that canceled those plans. As soon as I'm done here, I'm going to have my Chinese dinner with hot sauce. Yummy. In the meantime, I'll have another glass of wine. So to all my friends, salute. There's nothing better than cooking steaks sauteed with red wine. Delicious. Some garlic powder, a little bit of basil, oregano. Oh, man, I'm making myself hungry now. Yeah. Checking my messages on my phone. I need to pay bills, too. Got to get that out of the way. Anyway, I did wash the car today with my pressure washer. Hey, guys, single guys. Here's a little tip. If you guys want to attract girl attention, use a pressure washer. Last week, I was washing my car, actually 2 weeks ago, with my pressure washer, with that little soap jet washer thingy. I had 2 girls stop by the house. Hey, where'd you get that? All big smiles. And, well, I got this, so-and-so. And, oh, wow, cool, I got their attention. Who knew that a pressure washer would attract women? It really did, for what it's worth. So, yeah. Anyway, one more sip of wine. Razor is in the house. He says you've always used secondhand PCs. Bought a new one recently. Was well overdue. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Whatever works. Spin gets ads for rebuilt ThinkPads regularly. Yeah, last year when I was shopping for cars online, I would jump online on Facebook, whatever, and there's the ads, and it's like you want privacy on the web. I know. Quail says you got beer. Well, my friends, here's to you. I don't have beer, but I got my red wine, so cheers. I found out how to say cheers in Denmark, or in Danish. Skål. I think it's Skål, S-K-L, S-K-A-L. Our friend Jesper last week taught me Skål. So those of you who live in Denmark, Skål. Razor is sipping JD. That's probably stands for Jack Daniels. Yeah. We have, I hope I say this right, Talha Hef. Hello. What's the topic for today? You'll have to replay this or listen to this on replay, Tala, but we spoke about the semiconductor shortage, or the semiconductor chip, silicon chip shortage, and how it is affecting not just us but worldwide. So once we end this, you can replay this here on YouTube. I will have this as a podcast. I'm using the Anchor app, and yeah, you can just search Anchor FM for my podcast. So, yeah, but the topic is the semiconductor chip shortage. As long as there's no wine shortage, I'm good with that, right? Cheers once again. Which reminds me, I got to get some more wine. I got a little bit left. Anyway. So Talha, are you a Linux user or Mac or Windows? What do you use? I don't know if you've been on the show before. Your name does not ring your bell, but everybody say hello to Talha. Krail says, does it affect you? Is because you can't afford new? Okay. Yeah, I buy both new and used. Anyway, Linux. So I use Ubuntu Mate, and yeah, I used to distro hop for 10 years. So it's I'm happy with it. Yeah. Spin is using the beta for Zorin 16. Okay. When you got the new system, you're waiting for 2 weeks for the PC, but took 6 for the monitor. 6 weeks for the monitor to come? Wow. Dell said they were out of stock. Yeah, well, I get maybe that's the shortage, the semiconductor chip shortage affecting it. Razer, yeah. But 6 weeks, really, for a monitor of all things? Okay, well. Yeah, I'm not quite in the mood for a new PC yet, but whatever, I'm going to make sure they have it in stock because I don't want to wait 6. Although I really don't need a monitor. I got several of those, so. But that's a long time. It just appears to be like a long time for a monitor. Anyway. All right. Well, is there anything else you guys want to chat about real quick, and then we'll wrap this up for tonight. Thank you, everybody who stopped in to say hello for this unscheduled chat. Always a pleasure. I try to do these at random times to have different people come in from all over the world and say hello. So, I wish I could do these full time. But if you guys would like to support the live shows, check out the links below in the show notes for Patreon and PayPal. Thank you for those of you who support these live shows. Always appreciated. One last sip of wine. And it'll be time for Chinese dinner. What would I do without my headset microphone, right? Yeah. Cheers, Quails. Cheers to you. All right, so it looks like we can wrap this up for this evening. Thank you once again for stopping by to say hello. Always a pleasure. You guys know how to reach me. If you guys have a topic for a future show, just let me know. I'll see if I can squeeze it in. Don't know when I'll be live again. Maybe Friday night. You know, I get the strangest emails for sponsors, possible sponsors. I got one today. And it was for clothing, women's clothes, including bikini and lingerie. And as a guy talking mainly about technology, I'm not sure how to take that. Nothing against bikinis and lingerie, but I'm like, you want to do a sponsored video on my channel? Are you sure you guys have the right person? This is true. So I appreciate the sponsorships, but man. Did you use the other mic much since your video? Yeah, I have. The problem is it comes with too short a stand and I'm too tall, so, but it does work. I need to get one of those boom stands, scissors. Yes, Razor says total thongs today. I like that one. Total thongs today. Well, you know what? I guess I'll have to ask how much they will pay for that sponsored video. If it's enough to buy a new computer, I'll do the sponsored video, Total Thongs today. That's a good one, Razor. I like that one. And on that note, we'll end it. And I thought I was the comedian. Good one, Razor. Thank you for making me laugh. Total Thongs today. Oh, man, that's going to stay with me for a while. Yeah, so that's it. Thank you, everybody who stopped in to say hello. And I'll catch you on the next one. Arrivederci. Bye.